Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at two new boxes to reinforce your Hegemony of Embersig for Corvus Belli's Warcrow. Okay, our box then of Hegemony Black Legion Arquebusiers. Then arquebus, in this case with 4 of them, and some quite nice pavés shields. We have our card, which we'll refer to in a little while, and a black tray which contains many bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th one with bases. So here we have a couple of those. Look like a mixture actually, because that looks like a wheel lock rifle and that looks more like a matchlock, but regardless, some nice detail on the armour. This one is on a little ziplocky bag. We'll pop it out. Sometimes the sprues are for specific piece, so this may be both pieces together for here. However, I've also noticed that sometimes you'll get a bag that will contain, there we go, that's got 2 heads but only 1 body, so it pays to I'm trying to think what they call it in Lego, knurling, is that it? Where you take out all of the pieces and lay them all out and see whether you've got the requisite amount of arms and heads and that sort of thing. And then you can go down through and work out who belongs to what. It is a thermoset plastic, so you'll be required to use super glue, cyanoacrylate, rather than a polystyrene cement, for these are not polystyrene. Some small sprue gates here and there. Nothing that's particularly egregious on first blush. And the casts themselves are relatively crisp. Yeah, I mean this one here is going to come off the end of that scabbard, and then here by the, I don't know, shot bag probably. So some nice detail. I'm assuming these are similar to others I've seen where the standard equipment for a unit, like quivers or daggers or swords, are uniform, so it doesn't matter which one these go on. I do notice though that shield is different, so I'm going to keep him in that bag together and go ahead and get these built up, and we'll see what they look like and how they act in game. Okay, so the Black Legion Arquebusiers are built for all your arquebusing needs. Size wise, they are 35mm-ish to eye level. Builds were very straightforward and nicely detailed they were. So it wasn't particularly anything to worry about. Clean-up wise, they went together very nicely. I did glue that rock a bit skew, I think, at his feet, but it's not a major issue. So with the exception of this fella and his arm attached to that shield, everybody else gets a plain shield of your choice, and all 4 of them have the same ammo pouch and sword. A really nice looking set of figures. The last 2 I didn't put the shields on. I thought I'd show you those separately. Not that it really makes a difference from the front. The back has some nice detail. I like this lanyard or strap coming down, potentially for when they're moving. I'll also show you that the guns themselves, the arquebus, have got a sort of U-shaped sling on them. And that is for those pieces to fit into. So when you're putting them together, you can orientate them in a specific direction. When you're putting them on, basing them up, whatever. This one you can see, it's like a pivot. Which means you've got potential then for doing a bit of modelling, and the fact that they are separate means you don't have to glue them on until they're painted. So you're not having to worry about trying to get in behind the pavilions to do that. The exception being him. But because that arm and that rock formation are separate, you could glue those on afterwards, paint them individually, still be able to access the whole model, and then come in towards the end. This one you see is reloading. It's got what I assume is the powder horn out there, priming the pan. So, mix of male and female figures. Presumably, it's difficult to tell with all the armour on. I believe it's half and half. And in a couple of different poses, all with those, presumably some form of magnifying glass for sighting with, because they've all got sort of a single monocled style eye. So, Hegemony is putting its engineers to good work. In game terms, if I pop this over here, we can see the unit itself is a 3-2 with a 7-stride charge. Why would you be charging these people? Willpower of orange, morale of 1, AVP 2, core infantry. They have a 12-stride range with their arquebus. Red, orange, 3 yellows, and on a hollow star, their switch triggers to inflict 1 damage to the target. Still okay in combat, 2 orange, 2 yellow, not the worst in the world. And then the defense, green, blue, and 1 successful shield. And on a exclamation mark, the switch triggers a additional shield success. So they should be quite beefy, which makes sense. They've got those big pavilions to hide behind. Only drop down very slightly if they hit 2 figures. So should still be putting out a fair amount of range damage on your opponent. A couple of abilities, point blank. If your target is within 8 strides, you can add 1 standard success, 1 solid success, whatever you want to call it, to your ranged attack. If you inflict at least 1 damage, your target receives the frightened state. You can apply these effects when you hold and shoot. And then their pavilions also give them, when they're the target of a ranged attack, you can add 1 shield to your defense roll, and you may repeat a die from your defense roll. So, not as good up close, they're just relying on that, but that's fairly well armoured anyway. But when somebody's attempting to counter them, so maybe some sort of filthy northern tribes with ice archers, at that point you can sit back, soak the damage on the shields, and then give them a dose of the good news, embracing technology, black powder, and all its goodness. So there we have it, the Black Legion Arquebusiers. So there we go, the Arquebusier, a good ranged unit with that nice beefy shield as well, meaning that they can dole out some damage and also be resolute in the face of incoming attacks, and a couple of upgrade officer types to throw into your hegemony forces on the tabletop. Really nice looking figures, require a bit of care and attention to get them up to speed, but once they're done, they'll really pack a punch on the tabletop. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.